The press review with Dicty now. She's starting, in fact, in Senegal. There's a new Prime Minister there after the former one, Ousmane Sonko, was fired last week, Dicty.
Yeah, that's right, Stuart. President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has appointed Amadou Al-Aminou Mohamed Lo as a new Prime Minister of Senegal this after, as you mentioned. He fired his fired the former Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko last week. Al-Aminou Lo is an economist and former executive at the Central Bank of West African States, where, according to this article from Le Monde newspaper, he played an important role in shaping monetary and economic policy at a regional level. This is a reaction from the Senegalese press this Tuesday. This is from Le Soleil, an economist as Prime Minister, this paper says, and this is a little roundup of some of the other papers. You have the Diomaye's bet or Diomaye's gamble, this paper says, the economic turn for Wealth Quotidien. So very much a focus on the Prime Minister and his economic background at a time when Senegal is going through a crippling public debt crisis, Stuart.
Yeah, Sonko's firing also marks really a turning point in his relationship with Diomaye Faye.
Yeah, that's right. And you get a really good sense of that from this article from France 24. As much as today's news is about the appointment of a new Prime Minister in Senegal, it is also about this being really sort of the final nail in the coffin of the relationship between President Diomaye Faye and Ousmane Sonko. The two men were very close. Diomaye Faye actually named one of his children after Ousmane Sonko, his one-time mentor. And Faye essentially became president only because Sonko was barred from running. Now, the problem is, or the dispute sort of started after the suspension of a $1.8 billion IMF aid program due to corruption allegations under former leader Macky Sall's government. Diomaye Faye and Sonko really fell out over how to handle the crippling public debt crisis, with Diomaye Faye wanting to sort of discuss a new aid program with the IMF, while Sonko preferring a more domestic, sovereign approach, and thus the dispute and the fallout began. Jeune Afrique, a Pan-African magazine here, explains that it'll be tricky going forward, even if Senegal has sort of been expecting this moment. President Diomaye Faye will have the tricky task now of governing with a parliament that is largely loyal to Sonko. So as one political observer said, it's going to be a tough fight.
Let's move to something different. Lots of reactions in the press to Pope Leo's first encyclical, in which he warned of the dangers of AI.
Yeah, the papal encyclical came as an open letter penned by the Pope himself, in which he called for, among other things, government regulation of private AI companies, protection of workers' jobs, education to enable critical thinking when it comes to AI among students, and, of course, more action to protect children from the harmful effects of AI-generated content. The New York Times really giving us a summary of that letter. It's also on the front of La Croix, the French Catholic paper, headlining on the Pope's comments that artificial intelligence should be disarmed. The paper saying that with this encyclical, he really became Pope Leo XIV, because it actually follows in the footsteps of Pope Leo XIII, who wrote an encyclical called Rerum Novarum in 1891, at the time addressing the condition of the working class. It's gotten a seal of approval from the Times of London columnist Robert Crampton here, who welcomes it, saying that allowing a few, I quote, a few super rich, weird, nerdy misfits to decide what is and isn't ethical would be madness. And he calls that comment around disarmament as a, quote, historic intervention.
Dicty told me there's an incredible video to watch in this next story. It's about a paraglider in Austria this weekend and a near-death experience. Now shared a video. It's been viewed hundreds of thousands of times.
Yeah, the video is incredible, Stuart. So Times of London here explains that this paraglider, known as Sabrina, was gliding over the Austrian Alps on the weekend. In a video that has since been confirmed by police, this happened. Let's see if I can show it to you. So you see her gliding there. Let's see if I can advance the video a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, well, you saw it.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened. A Cessna 172 plane ripped through her chute, sending her plunging down with her sail. You can see her regaining control. She actually activates her backup chute and then lands safely in a forest. She was visibly shaken, but she had no more than a few scratches and bruises. The pilot of that plane was also unharmed. According to him, he was unable to swerve in time. You know, it's crazy. She had been gliding on her birthday. I dare say this will be a birthday she will never, ever forget.
That is an incredible video. Thank God she was okay. Tiffany's going to end with something else, amazingly. This is an image, though, you might not be able to forget. Is that Thailand?
Yeah, that's right. Let me show you the image first. Here we go. It's Thai police dressed up in drag. Okay. They went undercover recently to catch a suspected drug smuggler. So 5 burly male officers, as the Telegraph notes, and 1 female officer dressed up as a female dance troupe to ensnare their target during a street dance festival. The officers then posed, as you see, in their sequined outfits and feathers with the suspect. Clearly, they're not ready to give their costumes back, Stuart, I think. The police actually, Thai police have a habit of dressing up to catch their suspects. They've dressed up in the past as lion dancers and even dragons, all in the name of the law. I
assume when they did the raid, they might have been wearing wigs or something.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it might have been
You can see they've still got their eyeshadow and eyeliner.
It's very impressive. What a picture. Tipsy, thanks a lot with the papers on France 24.